The following is being brought to you by VerticalVet. Rethink your GPO. Hi, I'm Dr. Ernie Ward, Executive Director of VerticalVet, and we know that a lot of pet parents are working from home due to stay-at-home orders from COVID-19. And we're getting a lot of questions from pet parents all over the country about how can they deal with the stress that their dog is exhibiting? How can they help their cat live a more enriched lifestyle? What do they do if they need to make a conference call and their dog has other plans? Well, today we are so delighted to bring with you one of my dear friends, a veterinary behaviorist from Canada, Dr. Gary Landsberg. He's also the head of research for Fear-Free Vets. And this actual content is being brought to you today by Fear-Free Happy Homes. And so, Gary, we are getting a lot of questions about how behavior is affected during the stay-at-home orders. And I couldn't think of anybody better to answer those questions. So thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Glad to be here, and hopefully we can help out as many people and pets as we can.
Well, Gary, I'd like to jump right into some of the questions we're getting. And without a doubt, the number one question that we're getting goes like this. And this is from one of our team members. My dog seems to be anxious lately. I never recognized this behavior in him before our stay-at-home order. What could be causing this? Gary, a lot of dogs feeling anxious. How can you help them?
Well, I think there's a lot of answers, but I'm going to try and keep it short and sweet so that I can give you perhaps all of them. One of them is, in particular, the change in routine. I don't think that people realize how much their normal life for the pet is actually disrupted. They don't mind, unless they have separation anxiety problems like that, time alone, time away, being on their own. They like to be able to predict what's coming. They like routine. So one of the pieces of advice too is to provide routine, and we can get into that a little later. Number two is what's missing in their day. They used to have time with play friends. They used to have time with members of the family. Those things aren't there anymore. So once again, we have to provide substitutions. I don't think, however, we can downplay the emotions of an owner, because owner stress, owner anxiety is something the pet can read, can see, can react to. So that there's not a lot we can do about that except to deal with your own stressors and manage in your own way. But your pet is a happy time together, so let's try and show them that as much as we can. But we're not going to be able to handle the fact that there will be some stress right now. And the last one, maybe not the only one, but the last one I wanted to mention is maybe some pets need more time alone. In other words, don't force ourselves on the pet. Give them control to come over and spend some time with you. Some are going to want more, whether it's a dog or a cat, but some would like to maybe sit beside you and not be petted. So final answer would be read your pet. Look at your pet. Maybe you don't even know what your pet has been telling you because you haven't been around or observant as much and you're observing more. So read your pet and respond to their needs.
Wow, that's some great advice, Gary. I really love that. That's why we love having you as a partner for VerticalVet. Another common question we're getting is, how can I keep my dog active and engaged since we're no longer able to travel to dog parks and he is no longer in doggy daycare? So what advice do you have for that dog owner?
Well, I think the primary one, again, sticking to routine, is we have the social elements such as walks, little play sessions in your own yard, socially distanced. I don't want to overdo the suggestions because everybody has different restrictions right now and isolations, and that will change as time goes on. But follow the regulations and give your pet the social time together, both inside and outside. And perhaps one of the best ones, because it's mental exercise too, is reward training. Do some training with your pet. Teach it a few things that are not only good communication, but good skills. How to relax on a mat, how to come to you for attention, such as touch, how to focus on you. So some reward training. And then the last one, which kind of overlaps with everything we're talking about now, is brain games, is mind games, is working for food, is games that the pet can play with you and on its own to keep its brain occupied in a smaller area.
Wow, I love all of this. And it's so important to make sure that you're actually paying attention to the mental needs, the emotional needs of your pet. And again, another common question, people are working from home, Gary, and we get this a lot. How do I keep my dogs entertained while I'm working from home and on numerous conference calls? And Gary, I think buried within that question is, how do I keep my dog from interrupting my conference calls?
Well, that goes hand in hand with what I just said about brain games and enrichment ideas for self-play, not for social play or playing on their own. In other words, we want to provide scent-based games. We want to provide find-it games. We want to provide little snuffle mats. The iconic toy of all is the Kong, which you stuff with food or cheese, or the wobbly type toys, and many companies make these different types of toys. There's also do-it-yourself toys. We can make that, if especially you have a small pet or a cat, out of egg cartons, or we all have extra toilet paper tubes. That's what we could be working with right now. You have to use it up first, though. Well, I guess the pet can unroll it as well. But all these do-it-yourself or enrichment toys where the pet engages on their own, minimal supervision, are what you can provide while you're working. In fact, you probably should provide these while you're working rather than the pet being on your lap. You should provide these when you go out to pick up groceries so the pet learns a little time on their own. So not only is it something that you should provide for enrichment, it's also something you should provide so that they learn to spend some time on their own. So enrichment toys, visit Fear Free Happy Homes. They have an entire site that's almost dedicated nowadays to new ways to enrich your pet, and some great videos by Mikkel Becker, and it's free.
Yeah, I love that. Fear Free Happy Homes, check it out for sure. And of course, Gary, we cannot forget our feline friends. A lot of people are concerned. Here's a question that we received. My cats seem more stressed with the family home all day. What are some things I can do to help alleviate this stress in my cats?
Well, a lot of what I've been saying applies to both dogs and cats, but I'll pull out the cat ones now. And probably again at the top of the list is some sort of routine. But I'm going to, or keeping a routine, but I'm going to move up the one about giving attention when they don't want it and giving too much attention higher on the list. There are two things that cats might want from you. One, when it comes to attention. One is affection. Maybe I'll say three. The second one is play. And the third one is just to be with you, maybe marking you, rubbing up against them. But the play and the marking you doesn't mean they necessarily want affection. So let them have a rest area. Let them have time on their own. And then the final one we already talked about is enrichment toys. Don't let them eat their food out of a bowl. Put it in either multiple small bowls, inside toilet paper rolls, as I said, inside egg cartons, hide it around. Good advice for cats and dogs is working for food, making sure that they have to do something to get their food. You can even scatter it over an area and let them pick it up one piece at a time. And with a dog, you could do that outside even, scatter feeding. So enrichment, routine, those are really the keys, and giving them what they want and need.
Well, I hope you can see this is just a little glimpse into how talented and experienced Dr. Gary Landsberg is. I have learned so much from him over the years. Gary, thank you so much for all you've done, not only for me, but for our profession in general, but most importantly for helping promote, this idea that animals can live a more fulfilling life if we just do a few simple things to enrich their environment. So any other last little bits of advice that you might have for pet owners out there that are still, they're struggling? We're going to be in this for a while. Any little last take-home nugget?
Well, simply put, they're very, very important to us, but we're also very, very important to them. We have to be able to read them, understand their needs, read more about their needs. Again, you can visit websites by veterinary behaviorists, Fear Free Happy Homes, and provide for those needs. And when they want to be alone, let them be alone. But probably at the top of the list here is routine and enrichment.
Yep. Dogs love structure. Cats need it too. Let's all be safe during this time. Dr. Landsberg, check him out. You can find more resources, as he mentioned, on Fear Free Happy Vets. Thank you so much for being with us today. Again, I'm Dr. Ernie Ward. I am head of education here at VerticalVet, and our goal is to help you as both pet parents and as veterinary professionals to thrive, even despite the times that we're living in right now. And so with a few simple tips here, I think you and your pet can somehow maybe make the best of this time. Until next time, thank you on behalf of VerticalVet. I'm Dr. Ernie Ward. Stay safe and give your pets a hug from me. Bye.